Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Tucker here from Electric Cycle Rider. I'm out at Croom in Florida, and the guys at Shock Bikes invited me out to test out their EBMX build, which honestly looks like a complete monster. It's got some pretty awesome modifications to it, and I'm going to take it for a little first ride here and see what it's all about. All right, so this is the Shock Bikes build here. It is clearly a sur-ron platform. That's where it started, but it has been quite modified from there. It's got the EBMX 72 volt 42 amp hour battery there, BAC 8000 controller. It's got the new EBMX rear shock on here, which looks amazing, much needed for the sur-ron, and I'm excited to try that for sure. 21 18-inch wheel set from Woody's Wheelworks. It's got the EBMX seat on there, so you can scoot forward on the bike. Fox 40 front fork, and then your mandatory updates like the riser bars, grips, some hand guards, Shimano brake pads, Baja Designs headlight, which is super cool, and a 58-tooth rear sprocket. Looks like a wheelie machine. Let's go test this thing out. All right, so start up on this bike. You got your key here. Then you hold down the power button. sur-ron Mod Shop. And from there you've got your power mode, so just a plus and minus to set your power mode. I think it's 1 through 5. Yep, 1 through 5. So I've heard 5 is gnarly fast, so I think we'll start somewhere in the middle. Let's start with a 3. And yeah, go ride this thing. Oh yeah. Yeah, this thing's amazing. I'm only in power mode 3 right now, but so far it's wonderful. A great amount of power. Hit some sand whoops here. Yeah, this bike feels great. And you come into a corner, nice sandy corner like this. Actually have power to get out of it. Woo! All right. If I'm breathing heavy, it's because this thing has my heart rate up. All right, running the single track loop here. I'm not doing lap times or anything like that, just getting to know this bike. And yeah, this bike feels really, really good, I gotta say, on first impression. Hoping to do a longer term kind of review or ride on this build and then some. Because there are some other cool features that EBMX is coming out with. But yeah, the power on this bike feels great. Once again, this is the 72 volt BAC 8000 EBMX tune setup. And it's really powerful. It's perfect for this stuff down here at Croom. I always feel like the stock stuff is pretty underwhelming down here. You just need a lot of power for the sand, and I know it's always the case. You can't really see how sandy it is on the GoPro, but those of you that have ridden here know what this place is like. Whoa. Loosening up the chain here. If you hear that, it's a pretty big rear tire. I think it's the Kenda Classic. But yeah, I got the chain hitting on the knobbies on the side of it. So if you're hearing that, that's what that is. Oh, man, it's so fun to just grab a handful on this bike in corners and actually have the bike do something. Let's talk about the shock a little bit. Always been a lot of forks to pick from for this bike, but the shock options are less abundant, and this EBMX shock is awesome. It's definitely a bit burlier, and the rear end of this bike feels great. As a result, they're going to have a swing arm option here pretty soon. I think it'll feel even better. So we were debating which wheel setup to go with on this build, and we went 21-18, mostly for the fact that that's what's available right now. The 16-19 combos are pretty hard to come by, so pros and cons to both. Yeah, I don't like to get too far in depth on this stuff when it's a first ride, because just getting to know the bike right now. And but at first blush, I'm super comfortable on this thing. Really enjoying it. It is a monster, but it's kind of perfect in that sense. All right, guys, unfortunately, I'm gonna have to cut this first ride a little bit short because chain's getting too loose in these whoops. We're kind of deep in the woods and been riding a bunch already, so gonna have to end it sooner than expected. Yeah, what I can say is this bike is super fun. Super powerful. The little that I've been riding it, really like the shock on this bike, so I'm gonna be keen to test this thing a little bit more, try to dial it in. Obviously it's got the Fox 40s on it, like I said, and those feel really good too, so I don't know, the build in general is just a nice one. It's refreshing riding a powerful bike after being on the stock Talaria Sting for a couple weeks. No disrespect to the Sting, but these bikes are just fun when they're powerful. Alright, before we end this video, I got a flat section here. Not worried about the chain rubbing and this stuff, so pop it up to power mode 5 here and grab a handful. That's like 450 fast. That's quick. Yeah. Woohoo! Yeah, you better be ready in power mode 5. So when that thing hooks up, it's going. Alright guys, well, that concludes our regular programming. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I think I'll do some more with this build, but yeah, let me know what you think in the comments. Thanks for watching.